Batman and the Outsiders, issue 8, Brian Edward Hill writing with Dexter Soy back on the art. Obviously, had one issue off, and the art wasn't bad last time, but it's definitely nice to have him back on top form.
It is almost different though. It brings it Soy although it was similar to Soy brings a little extra umph, I feel. All of this stuff with not Cable, I forget his name.
Caliber.
Caliber. Feel it's all for nothing because he had his heel turn and then he gets blown up in a plane.
Yeah, seemingly so. We ended last issue with Katana and Black Lightning on the plane with him, and there's a great moment. It's coming towards the city. I love how the cops actually have a remote button for the signal now because the cop presses it. Because there's a plane coming for the city. He has to see this. He has to see the bat signal. But I love the moment though because the art's gorgeous. So the plane's going down. No one can land it. And the reason why, I mean, Caliber, he may have survived.
Maybe. I just feel like
because
we kind of felt what his role was going to be from the start of him showing up, right? I hope there's more. I just hope he's not expendable. Because
Sophia dives at him, takes him out the plane. You know, it's just Black Lightning and Katana that's left on the plane. And Black Lightning's like, "Here, come on, come close to me." He holds Katana, and he basically forms an electric bubble, which blows up the plane in the sky, so that it's just debris and it's not hitting the city, and then lowers them inside the electric bubble down. It's really cool.
Page is glorious.
Yeah, but both the explosion full page and then the actual landing in the bubble page are both really, really pretty. And we see Sophia get pulled out of the harbor by Batman, and and basically Bruce kind of warns Jefferson that, hey, they might come for you, and Jefferson brings up that he's just heard about Alfred, so some of the continuity between books is there. And Jefferson's all on board to help with all this stuff. Sophia's taken to the Batcave and is curious as to why anyone's trusting her. And, well, you're still going to be watched, but, you're not a prisoner, because if you were a prisoner, you wouldn't be in the Batcave.
Right.
This is not a place where we take someone. So, no, I mean, there's some simple little bits. Duke's also explaining his new powers to Cassandra, who he doesn't want Batman to know, because if Batman knows, he'll bench him again. So she's kind of there. So they're forming a friendship there with them, and we're forming a bit of a friendship with obviously Katana and Jefferson. We've been kind of building those up. But the big thing about this issue, I think more than anything, is that Jefferson's school. So he's on the phone to his vice principal, presumably, basically going over what's happening at the school. And she's like, "Oh, don't forget about us. You need to come out here." And he's like, "I'm going to be dividing my time because Bruce Wayne's put me on this big project in Gotham, so I'll go to try and tackle both." But after she hangs up the phone, someone murders her. We don't get to see who. And then at the end of the book, Ra's al Ghul's complaining to Shiva, that they've lost Sophia, Batman's done all this stuff, and now Jefferson's on board. So Jefferson has to be, reminded the consequences of this. And the final page is presumably that is Jefferson's school blowing up.
Yep.
Ra's al Ghul.
He's going to be pissed.
Yeah, his vice principal has been killed, and then his school has been blown up. It is extremely dark. This is a super dark ending.
This is the most menacing Roz has been in quite some time. I can't think of other moments since I've been reading comics, where he's been so merciless. And I don't think I'd have it any other way. I feel terrible for Black Lightning, right?
Yeah.
And what this all means, but a nasty Ra's al Ghul is something I can get behind.
I do want to at least present the possibility that that's not the school at the end, and it's actually where Jefferson's family lives, maybe, because it doesn't necessarily look like a school building.
Doesn't make it any better.
It doesn't. It's still awful. Ra's al Ghul is still using terrorist tactics here. That's the main point of the ending.
Yeah.
But it's super dark.
Yeah. Well, I also like how him and Shiva are talking, where he goes, "The detective has corrupted my grandson, my heir." And Shiva, because of Cassandra, is children can be problematic. I love that back and forth here about generational stuff, and what Batman's cost them, right? Mm-hmm. Because they don't realize they cost it themselves. But yeah, and then if this is the school that ties in children can be problematic a little bit more. But yeah, no, this is a really solid issue. It's keeping up. Like Hill is, I remember his detective run being kind of spotty with that one character we saw in the last issue.
Yeah, it was the villain who like came back for revenge because Batman had kind of left him for dead, and that felt like a weird story beat. But
yeah, and whatnot. But here it's been really consistent, and here I feel like he's upping it now. And then we got that solicit for things kind of changing in March. I feel like this is leading to that tomorrow wrestling term, the blow off.
Yeah,
is going to happen right before March. So.
I think the it's finding its feet. The only issue I have with anything, and I said this last time, is that the last issue was the end of the first arc. Technically, this was the start of the new arc. Given that it ended on this plane cliffhanger and picked up, from that here, it didn't feel like the ending at all. It felt like this is a weird place to split the trades, but okay, whatever.
Yeah.
Like if that's what we're doing, that's what we're doing.
Yeah.
Reading it single issue to single issue is fine.
Almost felt like this should have been the cutoff. Like here, the thing blows up. His vice principal gets murdered, and then we go.
Yeah, this feels more the end of a story cliffhanger than the last one did. But whatever. This is some minor quibble. But no, really solid. Obviously, the art is beautiful. Makes the book super readable. And Hill doesn't like overwrite his books. Like there's not like tons of text. It's very it flows very quickly.
I flirted with dropping this just because of numbers. Not that I wasn't enjoying it. What makes me keep reading it is a very quick read. Yeah. Like I don't have to I can read this on break at work and get something done. So yeah, super easy to read. And the ongoing story that I'm finding more interesting as it goes, as it's building up what Raz and Shiva are up to. So what are you giving it, Matt? I'm gonna give this an 8.
Wait, I am going to give it. I don't know why I just keep picking the same numbers as Matt, but I actually do think an 8's the best place for it.
It's because we've been doing this too long, Pete.
Probably 8 out of 10, all round.